Hi, I'm Maria from Actioneer Life. And in Actioneer Life, I work with others to guide them as they enable change in their lives from the inside out. And I've designed something special for the teachers out there. As a former teacher and someone who's been in education for over 20 years, I've experienced and seen the fatigue and burnout that is experienced by many of you teachers. And I know that the last 18 months or so have been particularly difficult, and many of you might be experiencing more fatigue and burnout than you have in other times of your career. And I remember how exhausted I felt as a teacher each spring, only to be lifted by the thought of summer coming up and all the plans I was making for fun during the summer. And at the end of the year would arrive, and I would be relieved so that I could get some rest and catch up and catch up with friends and do some fun things. And I would go about that. And then all of a sudden, I'd get excited because the school year was coming again. And I couldn't wait to see my teacher friends and my students for the next year. And I'd get there to those first days to that professional development or to my teacher work days and feel like, oh my gosh, I'm already a little bit depleted. I'm kind of burned out. And then I realized something. I realized I didn't fix what I was feeling the year before. I didn't take stock of what I needed to do to alleviate that feelings, to make sure that my classroom and my experiences for the next year were going to be meaningful and rewarding. I was just in this cycle of teacher burnout, which many of you might find yourself in. I was stressed, emotionally exhausted. Oftentimes, by a couple of months in, after that first year teaching, I would feel like I was going through the motions. And even though I loved being there with my kids, my students, and I really wanted to be the best teacher I could, I still had those feelings that I was dealing with. It was chronic stress. So at this point, it's easy for me to look back and say to myself, I wish I would have done this to rejuvenate my teaching. I wish I would have done that. And I can't do that for myself. And instead, I've taken my classroom experiences and combined them with my research and my extended studies in positive psychology. And I have created a course for teachers called Reinvigorating the Teacher Within. And you can see now the modules in this course. And the course is about finding the joy and love of teaching that made you go into the profession in the first place. Do you remember your why you chose teaching, why you chose it as a profession? What was it that made you want to become a teacher? In the course, we're going to start off by talking about your why, helping you remember that why and why you chose teaching and what called you to teaching as a profession. So that's where we'll go in the first module. We'll talk about rediscovering why you chose teaching as a profession. What was it? Do you remember any particular experiences? It was something that people in your family had done. Is it something that you always knew you wanted to do since you were in school yourself? From there, we'll move on to module 2. And module 2 is called Build Your Teaching Compass. And really, your teaching compass is about two concepts, your work view and your life view. And you're going to learn about those two things and how they come together to be an integral part of your teaching career. You're going to be guided to make the connection between who you are, what you believe, and the work you're doing as a teacher. And research has found that when you make those connections, that you feel more rewarded, and your life is more fulfilling, and you find more purpose in your job. In the next module, the third module, we're going to focus on preparation, process, and presence, and how the combination of these three concepts lead to excellence in your classroom every day. So that's what working clean in your classroom is about. You're setting it up for success for you and your students. It's just going to be a well-oiled machine in there, and you won't have to worry about those little details. Instead, you can be present and focused in your teaching and on the students. And then as you wrap up in the fourth module, I talk about happiness, meaning, and gratitude. And those are all important things. And you can read the description of the course here, but really this module is going back and focusing on you so that you can increase your well-being. You can learn strategies. Remember the stress and the burnout I mentioned earlier. You can learn strategies to help you move on for those kinds of feelings, to understand the things that you enjoyed during your school day so you can savor those things. You can build your successes around the things that you're enjoying and even the things that you don't enjoy so much, because we have to be honest, there are certain things we don't enjoy, about our teaching, but even those things you can find meaning and purpose in. And so the last module will wrap back up by really focusing on you and what you can do in the classroom and your, school building, the morning before school starts, over the weekends, the strategies that you can use that will not just enhance your teaching, but will enhance your life overall. So I want to ask you, are you ready? Are you ready to be your best teacher self? Are you ready to reinvigorate your career, your teaching career, and make it all that you really want it to be? Do you want to set some goals? Do you want to learn some strategies? Do you want to feel excited about each year? And do you want to feel like when things are getting tough or you feel stressed, that you have strategies and things that you can turn to make you feel better and help you get through and avoid those feelings of burnout and depletion? Are you ready? I hope you are, because I'd really love for you to join me in this course, Reinvigorating the Teacher Within. And if you have any questions, I would like for you to go ahead and contact me. There's my email, Maria at Actioneer Life. And you can see a little bit more there about what Actioneer Life is. It's not really where you are, it's about where you want to go. And if for some reason you don't feel the course is for you, but you are interested in working with me, send me an email, because I can coach you individually through this course if you would like, or we can set up some other topics of interest for you, particularly, and work one-on-one. And I look forward to hearing from all of you. And I want to thank you for joining me today. Have a good day.